Welcome to another welcome to another episode of the Bamateur Hour. I'm Bama John. In this episode, we're going to revisit and do upon further review of Alabama's big win over Illinois in Chicago, 90-86. Huge bounce back win after the tough loss to Purdue. Today is Thursday, November 20th, 2025, in the year of our Lord. Thanksgiving is coming fast. Thank you for tuning in. We now have over 6,800 subscribers to the YouTube channel, growing, heading towards 10,000. I'm joined by G Money and T Pain tonight, guys. Welcome. All right, guys. Give me your thoughts. What a great win. I loved it. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Let's go ahead, G Money. Give me your thoughts.
Man, that was nice, especially on the heels of the Purdue game. I have a public service announcement. Alabama has a team this year, and that game, especially how we finished it, we can talk about that later. But man, we got a team, we got some players, loving it.
Yeah, I agree. We are going to have a fun season. I think listen, guys, I think Purdue might be number one team in the country. I mean, as far as just the way they're playing, I don't know their rankings, and we gave up tons of rebounds and still in the last couple minutes had a chance. And now we add Bristo to the mix, and that kid is a baller. And yeah, I think we're really good.
I knew you were going to take a victory lap on Bristo. T-Pain's been talking about Bristo. He's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah, that's right.
Love it.
He,
And
he
so
was he was huge. He was huge, Rick. I mean, that guy really infused the energy. Love how he was going after the rebounds, his defense, and he has post moves. He got
I
the
know.
ball down low and could score with post moves.
Left or the right, y'all. He was scoring both hands. Hey guys, listen, don't laugh when I say this, but I told some people this at work today and they laughed. But he reminds me of me. Hold on.
I'm laughing. I'm
Hold
laughing.
on. And listen, in church ball and at the rec center, okay? What I mean is, for a 6'2" slow boy, uh, the one thing I did do that he did that I don't see players doing, all I could do is hustle. So I just hustled all the time, and I had a few good moves underneath the basket for my level. But you know what? When he got in, it's all of a sudden you're like, that's how you play basketball. I mean, he has an engine. He goes after every loose ball. Man, on rebounds, he's there. He can go right or left. I'm like, it's not that hard. Anyway, but I was really impressed with him.
I thought he was going to be 90%. If that's his 90% coming off injury, I'd love to see his 100. He's
Yeah.
such a critical piece. Good job kind of foreshadowing that, Rick. His motor, it's like he's like trying to earn not every minute, every second that he's on the court. He's on people like White on Rice. It's just like his defense is outstanding. He's got, like you guys were saying, had some moves. What a nice piece to add.
Bristow, I don't love the what's that girl's name? Griner. I don't love the haircut, Brittany Griner,
Brittany
Oh, yeah.
Griner.
but I love everything else about your game, so you can keep it.
Well, he loves your haircut.
Yeah, thank you. Smooth, baby.
Did
Fresh
you
off.
guys did you guys see him play in the preseason games and the FSU game? He was effective in the SSU game. I loved his game because I watched that whole game and I loved that. And then when he was sitting out and wasn't playing, I'm like, we really need him to come back. So I was psyched that he played, and then to see him come out and inject all that energy, to me, it was a tale of two halves. I thought we came out in the first half, and I'm like, wow, they're playing this European half court ball. They're big, they're physical, they're fundamentally really sound. I told you Stojakovic can ball. That guy, chip off the old block, huh?
Yes,
Dad's looking pretty good in the stands there, man. He had the beard going and the slick
saw
back
that.
hair. What it looked like to me, sort of big picture, I thought their bigs were like just so good the first half, like you're saying, John.
Mm-hmm.
They got tired though. They got tired in that
Yeah,
second half.
I think we ran them down. We ran them down, and yeah, I think our back court is really good, and our front court is good enough with Aiden and Williamson doesn't do much right now, at least. I mean, I think Bristow is going to take his minutes, and then the other kid that's hurt right now, I don't know he's just a body. He's 5 fouls and maybe some rebounds.
Well, and so we're down 7 in the first half. So for us to fight back, and we never took a lead until the second half, but we got it to 42-41 going into the half. And I was really pleased with that. But I thought we played the first half at their pace. They slowed us down, and it really felt a lot like Purdue. They were controlling things and they were keeping us from running. But did you notice how hard we went to the boards? I really was watching. And on defense, all 5 guys were trying to find somebody to block out. And I loved that. Loved it.
And Amari Allen, man, he was a rebounding machine last night. I felt like every ball went to him for a little while there, but I'm sure he was positioning himself appropriately. But man, so yeah, and Bull Bowen again, a little guard took him to the hole, and Bull Bowen fouled him after he was already beat. I mean, just let the guy have 2 points. Don't foul him.
Yeah.
Anyway, he'll get better. But
Yeah, Maury got the hard hat award. I thought he really, really deserved it. And he had quite a few rebounds. He also had, I think, 4 assists. He just had a good, solid game. You can see I agree with you, John, after sort of digesting, because I kind of hyped him up last time. He's still a work in progress. I think you're right about that.
You mean Amari Allen in terms of
Amari.
Yeah. I don't think he's offensively as skilled as he will be, but boy, is he athletic. He is long. He is quick. He's hustles.
Very active.
So I was looking at his stats. He had 9 points. He had 11 rebounds. He had 4 assists. But the 3 turnovers were kind of the thing where he got a little out of control at times, where that's the thing about defense. Defense is effort, positioning, using your hands. Offense, you have to be under control. It's when you get a little out of control. And so those defensive players have to rein it in a little bit to be under. You have to be quick, but the old John Wooden thing, be quick, but don't hurry. You can't be out of control. And I think Amari Allen's going to have to learn that difference between being a Tasmanian devil on defense, but being controlled aggressive on offense. But that's why I think we'll get him a second year, which I want him. I want him to come back. I want to get a second year with all these freshmen. The other 2 freshmen, I thought Hannah didn't really contribute much. I mean, he was out there hustling, but he's a little out of control. I don't even remember Jemison having an impact if he was even in the game.
I think Bristo got his minutes.
Did Bristo play much in the first half? Because I don't remember him doing anything in the first half. And all of a sudden in the second half, it was like, boom, just gangbusters. And they
Jimson only played like 2 or 3 minutes. He didn't have any stats. But speaking of out of control, I thought Latrell didn't have a really good game and looked kind of iffy. But come on, guys, if you're going to commentate, it's Reitzel. Reitzel. They kept going Reitzel. I'm like, come on, guys, do your research.
Yeah, they were really emphasizing that second syllable, weren't they? Mr. Reitzel is going to the lane.
But even, and Reitzel's a key player on this team. And we talked about Bethea when he comes back, whose minutes is he going to take? But I love the fact that we have depth at guard because Holloway was effective. Amari Allen can play 2, 3, or 4. TBB can play 2 through 5, and he had some good moments in the game. And then certainly Philon, I thought, was very quiet in the first half, and he just erupted in the second half to help us get that lead.
He's our Mark Sears. I don't think it's too early to say that. I mean, am I sort of stating the obvious because he has the best stats or whatever? But it's not what he's doing. It's when he's doing it situationally. Because we all felt that, look, we were all watching it, and it's just like, oh, my gosh, we're about to lose this game. And it's like LaBaron has something to say about that. And, man, did he turn it on at the end.
Yeah, well, in the Purdue game, I thought he came up small in the last 2 minutes of that game. So to have him fight through that and come out and assert himself, I loved it. Sorry, go ahead, Rick.
No, I was the same way. I'm like, when I saw that at the end, I'm like, can you do that the whole game? But I think, like you said, he probably was trying to incorporate other players in the first half, and then in the second half, in crunch time, he said, "Hey, I'll take it over here," and I was thoroughly impressed. And I would say this with I forgot his name totally. You're going to kill me again. So you're going to go what? But with Aiden Holloway and with Philon, I mean, I don't think there'll be a night very often where they're both off. I think last night Holloway's shot wasn't falling, and I will say several times I think he forgot. Hey, I'm a shooter. He was wide open several times. I'm like, dude, you got to shoot it. Just shoot it, man. And but yeah, I mean, he didn't have a great night shooting, and Philon had 20 something, right?
Didn't
And
Aiden was it Holloway or who was it that had that barely touched the front rim three that I think may have shaken his confidence a little bit? Was that Holloway?
remember,
Somebody had that towards the beginning of the second half, had an open three, and I mean,
I think Reitzel completely bricked one. Reitzel had one, and
that's the shot.
he didn't look like he had his confidence. But to your point, Rick, Holloway had a bad night, and he still had 11 points, three rebounds, 3 assists, and only 1 turnover. And I felt the impact of him out there being positive, just like Philon, had 24 points, 5 assists, and only 1 turnover in this game. And his bad game was Purdue, and he still had 11 points.
Yeah. I think they're going to be floating around 10 and 20 every night.
Yeah. I was just going to pick up on something you said a little earlier, John, just to give Stojakovic some credit. That kid, I mean, he's not like some spectacular athlete. I think he may be more athletic than his dad. His dad loved to hang out on that 3 line and just kind of rack him up. But I was very impressed with him. I think he's going to have a big season. And Boswell kind of came on late, like Philon came on late. I thought Boswell had a really good second half.
In that last few minutes, when I'm like, let's shut him out. Let's close the door on this. Boswell just kept going down and getting to the rim and scoring. I'm like, in like 3 seconds, it's like, boom, he scores again. Then we have to go down and make more free throws. And I got really frustrated. I was like, can we keep him from getting to the rim and not fouling? He was quick. Stojakovic and Boswell were the 2 guys that really drove the bus for those guys in the whole game. Who was it in the first half? Hang on, I had it written down here. The Mirkovic had 10 points and 7 rebounds in the first half, and then he scored like 1 point in the second half. We really shut him down, and nobody else for them had double-digit points. Those were the 2 guys that drove the bus. And to your point, Gary, Stojakovic went up there and he laid down that big dunk on him too. It's like not only can he shoot like his dad, but he's athletic.
Yeah. Try to say their backcourt names 3 times fast.
Jelicic,
Mirkovic,
Widicic, Vidicic,
Quidditch.
That's right. No, I was like, man, this is a Serbian Olympic team, isn't it?
Well, John gave us a heads up about it.
It was the Yugoslavian. It was like putting the old, the Baltic states back together, and you had the Yugoslavian team out there. By the way, guys, North Carolina went hard trying to get Andre Stojakovic in the transfer portal. They offered him. They really wanted him badly, but I think Illinois, with all those other Serbian, Balkan state guys there, I think and there's a big community in Chicago as well. He was he at Stanford? He was either at Stanford or Cal, and he went to Chicago, and I was disappointed. I wanted to see him in the Tar Heel powder blue, but that didn't work out.
I was going to say, we call this technique bootstrapping. It's like finding a way to make North Carolina relevant. Well, they tried to go after Stojakovic.
Exactly.
Well, that's how I knew about him coming into this game.
6 degrees of Carolina, right?
That's right.
Hey, we're actually relevant this year. So,
hey, hindsight's 2020, right? But my work schedule certainly wouldn't allow it, just like yours this week. But how much fun would it have been to go to that game? I mean, with the hindsight of the way it ended and Philon, stepping up in the crowd and everything, that would have been a cool game.
Speaking of the Purdue game and this game, I think at this game I watched the crowd at the beginning, and even the announcer was in love with Illinois, and he was talking about their team the first 5-10 minutes, and then you heard him start shifting. But I think the crowd was thought by the way the game went the first 10 minutes that they should be up by 10 to 15. And I think at halftime they realized, oh crap, this team's pretty good. And then we took over. But that crowd got kind of quiet at the end. It was nice.
The Illinois did a great job of keeping it close. I mean, I kept thinking we were going to close them out the way Purdue did, and it came down to the last 2 seconds and hitting some free throws before we could shut the door on them. But great win. And I really felt like Purdue prepared us for this game. I think playing that game as a lead up to this, It's like we've seen this before. We've seen this
Right.
movie before. We played with them. Yeah, we got to block people out. We've got to, and I hope that Nate Oates can keep the team focused on blocking out on defense. When the ball goes up, don't worry about where the ball's going. Block somebody out, then go find the ball. Then go find the ball. You know where the ball's going. It's going towards the rim. Find a body, get between them. And I was really happy that we only got out rebounded by 2 because they had 3 7-footers. Yeah. Their guards were big. They were athletic, and they were fundamentally a very sound team. I was really pleased with all of that. And we sped them up in the second half too and got them having to play more at our pace, which I love because Purdue slowed us down in that that critical time at the end of the game where we had a chance to win. Purdue slowed us down. By the way, I don't know if y'all saw any of the Purdue-Memphis game, but Memphis had them down in the second half, and then Purdue did what they did. They got a hold of the game. They slowed it down because Memphis wanted to play. They got Memphis to jack up a few bad shots, and then they closed them out. And it was like a repeat of what we saw in the Alabama game. But Memphis took it to them hard, and I love this. Memphis's players forced Braden Smith left. They would not let him go right.
They listened to you.
They would. I mean, it was amazing how often they were overplaying him and forcing him left. And other players like Fletcher Lawyer was hitting threes because Braden Smith was off because they're like, we're not going to let this guy dictate that. But, he had 11 assists and played a good game, but Lawyer was just stroking it from the out. And I was watching that to see what Memphis did and how much maybe they had looked at the Alabama film and, Purdue, to their credit, handled them. They're a Final Four contender. But I love the fact that we've had these 3 games and won 2 or 3 and really could have won all 3. I mean,
and 2 on the road.
Yeah.
2. Yeah.
And we lose the one at home. Go figure.
I know. Yeah.
I thought Houston Mallette too. He had kind of a quiet game, but he had double-digit points. I mean, I thought he was a pretty solid contributor at times, hitting a couple of shots at kind of key times. I'll tell you what, when we get cooking, that pace that we play with, we really are testing, and I think we did this last night. We're testing the cardio of the other team. I mean, I'm kind of stating the obvious, but you could see it because we would get a rebound and then, man, our guys fly down the court. We're just a tough team to play.
Yeah, I think, Gary, we are tough, and I think a lot of that's because we kind of stated this earlier, but the diversity of our team is amazing. Like, I think Holloway, Philon, Wrightsell, and Bethea are probably the only 4 guys that are just guards. And then centers, forwards, Williamson, Sherrill, Bristo, but the other guys can play both. I mean, we have a lot of diversity. I think Allen can play both ways. I mean, he can play forward, guard, TBB, Hannah, Jemison, Mallette. I mean, that's the problem. We can play big, small. We can do a lot of things. So that's good.
Yeah, good point.
Hey, Mallette, Gary, when you brought up Houston Mallette, that was my word. He was solid. He's just very solid in the
free throws.
Yeah, was he the one that gave Oates? Somebody gave Oates a hug at the end, and he was like,
"That was him."
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah,
and that game shouldn't have been as close as it was if we could have hit those free throws down the stretch to just stretch it a little bit more. So I hate the fact that our free throw shooting, I think we shot at like 65% on the stats for the night. It's like, we got to be better than that. We've got a good shooting team. We got to make those free throws in crunch time. But I just love the game, and I felt like we cleaned up a lot of the stuff that had me concerned from the Purdue game. I don't know what you guys thought about that, but I felt like we were, and particularly in the second half, that was just amazing to come out with all that energy and just blitz them and stretch it out to a lead and then hold on. I loved it.
Well, I said this last time. Go ahead. Sorry, Gary. Go.
Oh, I was going to say real quick that with that result in the bag, I wonder what the line is for the Gonzaga game. I have not looked. I would think we would be favored.
Yeah. I think Gonzaga was 15 last week's rankings, and I don't know what we are, but I think we'll be top 7. But hey, I was gonna say something. I totally forgot. I had a mental pause. Mental pause. Sorry. I don't remember what I was gonna say, but it
So
was
here are a couple of thoughts that I have. These are what I want to call the highlights of the game. Number one was LaBaron Philon's second half explosion. I mean, just boom. He was really quiet in the first half, and I'm like, where is he? And then all of a sudden, just boom, exploded. 19 points, just leading the charge. Loved that.
Well,
yeah.
and I'll unpack that a little bit. And maybe this was just contextual where we were in the game and how bad we needed him. He looked as fast as I've ever seen him. I mean, the speed with which he was making his moves on offense, it's like they didn't have, and of course, they're not a particularly fast team, but he just looked elite in terms of the speed that he was playing at.
Yeah, he did. He was very quick.
But with their length, the length that they have can make up for some of that quickness that we had. So he was really under control while he was exploding, which that's one of my big things is you got to be under control on the offensive end. And I just love that fact that he was quick, but he wasn't out of control. He only had one turnover. That was huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I love the preseason schedule. I like being on the road early. That's going to prepare us well for the season. And the of course, the level of competition is great. I mean, it's amazing. And what I was going to say is, I said this after the Purdue game. Purdue is, you see what you get. They're going to be that good in March. That's what they are. I think we have a lot of room to grow. I think we're going to be scary good in March.
I agree with you. And they had a lot of pieces coming back, Purdue did. So and they were really good last year. So it was bring their core group back, mix in a few people. Like that Clough came from somewhere, but he's a fifth-year senior, big bruiser inside. So I agree with you, Rick. They're fully baked for the most part. So it's really, can they maintain that level versus we don't have Bethea back. We just got Bristo in the mix, and he only played 20 minutes. I mean, to me, he should be starting. How do we not start that guy?
Right.
He's one of our 5 best players.
And 3 of the contributors are true freshmen. They're going to get better. I mean, I think we'll grow in lots of ways, individually and as far as chemistry too.
Would you start him over TBB?
Probably.
I think so. I think I would do that. Or maybe you start, depending on who we're playing, maybe you start Bristo and TBB and go small and break Cheryl off the bench. I don't know. I think there's a lot of combinations.
Just like,
but he can shoot. Yeah. So that was kind of what's funny is he's a decent shooter. And that's another guy. He's only a sophomore. Cheryl's got so much room to grow as well, even over the season. So I love the upside of this, how good this team's played, but the upside. And to your point, Rick, we can get so much better between now and the end of March.
And you heard the commentators when Sherelle hit that 3, they were just like, oh my God. He didn't look like he did a 3.
No, you can tell they had not watched tape before because they didn't. That surprised them, and they did not know how to say Reitzel. So it's funny.
Well, and Bristo's got to be the steal of the transfer portal. I mean, when they signed him, I'm like, he was freshman of the year. He was at Tarleton State, but he was kind of under the radar. And we brought him in. I'm like, that guy. When I saw him against FSU, I'm like, that guy's got real potential. And then he showed it in this game. And to me, he's going to be the steal of the transfer portal.
How does a kid like that 2 years ago not get a big time offer? I mean, he must have really developed.
Scottie Pippen. That's my answer to that. Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, that's a good.
So even that kid who plays for Memphis Grizzlies, he didn't get any offers either.
Right. Oh, John Morant.
Yeah.
He was not big time coming. So I mean,
which that's hard to even fathom.
Right.
John Morant didn't have. I was like, what?
So he went to school where at Murray State or.
Yeah, Murray State. That's correct.
Yeah, I heard the coach interviewed one time, an assistant coach, and he said he went to scout some players at a tournament, and he said he went down to the concession stand or something weird. And he saw another practice gym, and he walked in there, and he said, "Who's that kid?" And they said, "I don't know." And someone told him, "Yeah, he's so and so from this school, whatever." He's like, "Oh my gosh, this kid's amazing." And so they were the first ones to offer him. And so he said, "I'll go there." So pretty amazing.
That's wild.
And to that, just to kind of leapfrog on that, my second highlight of the game was Bristo. His energy, his production, the spark he provided. I mean, it was infectious. I thought it just really carried over to everybody. And when you got to worry about that guy inside, it frees up our guards to get better looks because you could.
And he'll get in your grill.
Yeah.
Like a lot of lengthy guys like that, they'll play off a little bit because they don't want to get beat. He'll get right up in your grill. He's very confident. He's wide. His feet in defense, he spreads out a lot, and just a really, really good player.
And Amari, he's pretty physical too. I mean, I like that. True freshman, physical, man. On that one tie up, he did this, I like, uh-oh. It was good.
And I mean, to get all those rebounds, and he's got length on the defense, and he can poke the ball out. And when I think about the way Bristo and Amari, the way they use their arms and their length, that's what TBB's got to get better at because he's so long and rangy. But don't reach down because he gets called for a lot of fouls because instead of staying straight vertical, he'll come down like that and he'll jump into his arms and, get a ticky-tack foul. I mean, he got abused at the end of the Purdue game by Braden Smith. And so he's just got to, he's got to be better than that. And I think he will. I think he's going to learn how to do that. So, I mean, I love that we've got all these interchangeable pieces. I mean, we can go small with people and quick. We can go, moderate size, or we can go pretty big. I mean, okay, Purdue's probably got a little bit more size than we do, but we can rebound better than that. If we play Purdue again, they're not going to out-rebound us 50-25. That's not going to happen. No. They might out-rebound us by 5 or 6, but they're not going to, because some of that was just poor execution, poor effort, poor focus on the defensive end. But, I just love that versatility. So my next point was better defense. I thought we played great defense against a really that European style that they have in those shooters. That's hard to defend.
Yeah, it's very hard to defend. And if we could, increase the aperture and look at a big picture thing. What about Nate Oates, man? I mean, look at this roster. Look at Nate Oates. Look at the roster he's put together. And these are high integrity guys, as far as we can tell. They're team, no I in team kind of players. They cheer for each other when they don't have playing time or whatever. And John, I think you pegged it. We talk about in-game adjustments, right, in football, but Nate Oates said the word embarrassing when he talked about our rebounding against Purdue. And then last night, what did they out-rebound us by 2, like you're saying?
Just 2, yeah.
3 7-footers? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
I was really happy about that. And I tried to watch every time we're on defense and the ball goes up. Are we blocking people out, or are guys running free the back? And I didn't see a lot of that. I didn't see a whole lot of guys not, they might have still gotten the rebound, but I felt like we had guys really trying hard to block them out. And sometimes the ball rolls or goes over your head and the guy behind you gets it. But if you're blocking out, you're going to get your fair share of the rebounds. You're going to do what you expect. And I just love seeing that.
And what do they use to block out? Like what part of their body?
That would be the fanny.
The fanny.
That's right. Radio edit. Oh, man.
And my last kind of highlight point that I had was just the depth of our team. And it's what you guys said. I think if you've listened to any of the national pundits on basketball, they didn't see this coming. They're like, I think they all expected Nate Oates to have a top 25 team because of the respect for him. But I think they've severely undervalued how much talent that Alabama has and what they brought. They all knew Philon was good. And I think they felt like Holloway was going to be a very good scorer. But, 2 guards. You can't build a team with just 2 guards. You got to have all the pieces. And I don't think they understood the quality of players that he brought in, and the freshmen aren't highly rated in terms, they're not 5 stars, they're 4 stars, but not 5 stars. So I love the depth on this team. And I think it really showed out because we had guys in foul trouble, didn't kill us.
Right. Yeah. I didn't know we'd be this good either. I just didn't know what these guys brought to the table until I saw them in person. When I saw TBB and Bristo and Hannah and Allen play, and I'm like, dude, these are athletes. And I didn't know either, but man, I knew what we had returning was really good. But yeah, these guys are fun.
And we got a 5-star healing up who hadn't even suited up yet.
So how good was he, or how good should he be?
I mean, to me, he's NBA caliber shooting guard. I mean, that's what a 5-star should be coming out of high school. So, I mean, I haven't seen him play. I didn't see him play live last year, but I mean, he should be as good as Philon, theoretically. Now, he's got to get healthy. He's got to get in shape. But I mean, everybody wanted him.
Right. You're a 5-star for a reason, for sure. So he'll definitely have playing time right away when he's healthy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They'll work him in the rotation, and I think he'll take minutes from Hannah.
Jemison.
He'll take minutes from Jemison. And then I think he's also gonna compete with Mallette. Because I like Mallette's game. I think he's really solid, but I think Bethea's a little quicker. 6'6".
He's got to take somebody else's. I mean, I'm looking down. Hannah played 5 minutes, and we've already talked about Jemison played 3. I mean, you got to look into the starters if he comes back healthy with that, reaching that potential that you were talking about. They don't give out a lot of 5-stars, John. You know that. And baseball recruiting, if you're a 5-star, you're like a show enough player.
Yeah, none of us were.
I was a 0-star.
In church ball, I was like a 3-star, 2.5 star.
I would put I was 3 and D in church league.
All right, here's my closest I've ever come to a 5-star. I got dunked on by a 5-star at UT basketball camp my summer before my sophomore year.
And he went to Carolina. Just saying it. Where did he go?
Nope. Went to UT, got kicked off of the University of Tennessee team, went to Arkansas, played for Eddie Sutton at Arkansas, was second team All SEC. Then he got kicked off his senior year off Arkansas. Then he got murdered in a crack deal.
Ooh.
But when
he dunked, did he taunt 135-pound Bama John?
Well, fortunately, there weren't cell phones back then, or I would have been posterized all over. But I literally set up to take a charge. He came at me. I was like a step or two inside the free throw line. He rose up, his legs split, crotch grazed my head, and he dunked over me.
Oh, wow.
So I got posterized.
That's pretty awesome.
That's my brush with fame. At least I tried to draw the charge, but he dunked over me, and he went on to, I mean, he was a great college basketball player, but obviously,
hopefully, he was wearing whitey tighties.
It was, yeah. And that's when I'm like, I can't play with these guys.
That's your claim to fame. You got dunked on by.
I got dunked on by, he was a 5-star out of Atlanta, Georgia. And but he didn't make some good decisions, or he would have been playing in the NBA for a long time. I mean, it's kind of sad, but he was a great player. He won the MVP. He won the MVP of the camp, and UT signed him. Then Eddie Sutton took him when they kicked him off. So I mean, he obviously could play. He got his second. So anyway, that's my closest brush with that level of player. All right, I had a couple of issues I wanted to raise. I still thought the out-of-bounds plays, I was like, drove me crazy again.
It's ugly. I mean, you guys have brought up a very legitimate question. Why is this a blind spot? It's like we got a great coach, we got great players, we got quickness, which is very important for inbound. We got length to throw to the side or whatever. So why can't we put those pieces together? It's almost like, why can't we have a special teams, kicker on the football team? We're going to need it. Let me tell you this. We're going to need it deep in the tournament. We're going to need to inbound the ball consistently without turning it over. It's
really weird. I mean, every other team has no problem with it that we play. It's really weird. I don't get it. I'm like, I don't understand it. It's frustrating.
What are you seeing, John?
I don't understand it. I mean, why do you not go watch other teams on their out of bounds and just steal their plays? I mean, there's got to be good. You got to set screens. You got to do all sorts of stuff, but just learn 8 or 10 out of bounds plays and execute them and use them. I don't get it.
Yeah, just watch the film of the game you just played and of the other team. Amazing.
I'll tell you who has really good out of bounds plays is Tennessee. I don't know if you've ever noticed Rick Barnes, but they run good specialty plays on out of bounds plays. UNC usually has some good ones. I mean, just go watch the great teams. Go watch Bobby Hurley. I mean, yeah, Danny Hurley. Go watch Connecticut. Go watch Duke. Just what do they do and steal them? It's not right.
That was not that subtle. Go watch UNC. Just go watch.
Yeah,
the Heels. They're
the team that we beat, baby. That's right.
Take that.
We didn't have problem. We had problems scoring against Alabama last year, but we could get the ball inbounds.
Yeah.
So my next point that I just noticed was the missed free throws down the stretch where we could have not had it be, because I mean I was kind of nervous till about 8 seconds left that it might end up in overtime somehow. So felt like a few missed free throws, and we're such a good shooting team. It's like just concerned. I don't know.
We unnecessarily took a little roller coaster ride that last 45 seconds. It was just like,
yeah.
What was that, about 10 minutes to get that last 45 seconds played? It just dragged on and on.
Sure felt like it.
It's like, can we get this thing over? One other thing I noticed was we had multiple fast breaks where we missed shots on fast breaks. And it's like, can we finish? Can we finish? And again, we could have stretched the lead a little more. And I'm like, I just noticed that. I don't know how much of it was out of control. And then I also saw 1 or 2 fast breaks where they pulled up at the 3 when you had a guy underneath. It's like, you get the easy 2. Don't pull up at the 3 when you got somebody you can throw it ahead to. Just get the 2 and do it. So, that was me nitpicking, but I just noticed it. So I thought I'd bring it up.
Well, Illinois plays sound defense, number one. And 2, they have so much size in the backcourt. Not that they're following you on the fast break necessarily, but it makes you hesitate, right? I mean, you don't want to be that highlight, right? On a fast break, going up for an aggressive play and having one of their defenders, throw the ball up against the wall up in the rafters. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I agree that there were times that our fast break did not look very effective, but then there are other times that look great.
Yeah, and overall, we do a great job at it. I just noticed a couple of times, like, what? Because I expect this when we have fast breaks that we're likely going to score. So it just
missed an alley-oop too, didn't we?
Yeah.
One time?
Yeah.
Who was that? Amari? Who was that missed that?
I think
Bristo. So. I think it was. I think they did throw it up to Amari, and he did miss it. I think you're right. I think that's it. So here's the quandaries. What's the right starting lineup? What's our best starting lineup?
I defer to T-Pain.
I don't know. I think it, like you said, it depends on the opponent. And I think we're so deep, he's going to be subbing in people, a lot. So I don't know. I mean,
well, who do we definitely start? Let's start there. Who do we know? Philon.
I would say Holloway too. I mean, it depends on who your opponent is, but I would start with Philon and Holloway on the court at the same time.
Yeah, I think I'd have Bristo out there next. He's explosive.
I like Amari in the starting lineup. I mean, he came off the bench and did a lot, but I don't know. I think he's kind of gotten close to earning that in terms of.
Yeah, I think Philon, Holloway, Bristo, Amari, and I don't know. It's tough.
I would put TBB over Sherelle, depending on the opponent that we have.
Right.
Because TBB and Bristo at the same time, it's
a problem.
Some quick length.
Yeah. And you got Allen out there as well with his long arms and athleticism. We got a lot of pieces.
Yeah. You gonna send Nate an email real quick? Give him my recommendation.
I'll hit him up on Facebook. Hey, watch this.
Yeah, that's right.
So then, to that point, I think there's your starting lineup. Then there's your closers. Who are our closers?
Me and Gary, baby.
Remember City Slickers?
That's right.
We got one guy right now. I would say it depends on the night, okay? And it's early in the season, but I would say our 3 closers would be Wright Sell, Aiden Holloway, and Philon. Yes, they're all guards. But those three guys have shown in the past that they have the ability to really be a difference maker down the stretch in games. Holloway, I think is, and I've said this before, I think he's going to be a critical piece in some close games. He wasn't last night, really didn't have a great night. But those would be my three.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's an offense to defense thing otherwise. I think Mallette's great when you're worried about having guys that can make free throws. And actually, TBB is a good free throw shooter. So you can kind of leave him in there as long as he'll keep his hands up and not do stupid fouls. I think he's good. Certainly on the defensive end, I think if you want to have rebounds, you want Bristo and you want Cheryl in there to hit the boards hard and get the rebounds and kick it out. And on that end, so I love the pieces. I love the options that he has. And I'm just curious as to – because I think our starting lineup that we have now is going to evolve. Whoever we go into, whoever the starter is going to be in the tournament is not necessarily going to be the five that are starting right now.
Well, and that's a great point because when I hear closer, I think offensive production. But you're right. If you have 1 or 2 point lead, a closer is defending without fouling. And, so yeah, that's a great point.
Getting rebounds and blocking out when they're shooting free throws, all of that stuff. So
Yeah,
they switch that offense for defense.
Yeah, and in 6 weeks, we might be thinking Bethea as a closer. We don't know yet.
Right. Wow. I mean,
I
just
still
think
say
about
we're
that.
city slickers, though. After last night, and again, it's one game, but what I saw in the last, call it 6, 7 minutes of the game from Philon, he's our guy, man. He's our new. We've been talking who's going to be the new Mark Sears, and we suspected it would be him. He showed he can be that guy, the go-to closer.
Well, and your point about Holloway's had 3 back-to-back great games, and his bad game was 11 points.
Yeah.
And that was Philon's bad game, 11 points.
Yeah.
And last year, and I've said this before, but I thought Holloway going into SEC play was one of our 2 or 3 best players. And then he kind of nosed out. And I think he might have had an injury that they weren't really disclosing, but he'd go out and score 15 points and he'd have 5. Then he'd go get 25 and then he'd have 7. So his highs and lows last year. But I think both Holloway and Philon's lows, their floor is much higher this year than it was last year, yet they've still got that ceiling where those guys can throw in 30 in a night, no problem.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. He's not making bad decisions. I'm trying not to be bad, but he's not making bad decisions. It's almost like a Milroe kind of thing. Like if he could have stayed one more year, that, like you're saying, getting that floor up a little bit where in critical moments you're not doing, not spazzing out or whatever.
But having an impact in whatever way you can. Because I thought sometimes last year, Philon, it's like I couldn't even tell he was out there. And I feel like you always feel his presence out there, even though he had a quiet first half. You knew defensively, they knew where he was and they were worried about him. And that helped open up things for other people in the first half because they had to worry about him. And then he asserted himself in the second half. And then Bristo came on like gangbusters and was like, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I know we all need to get to bed. Any parting shots? That was a really fun game. I loved it. I want to hear what you guys have to say as kind of parting shots as we've got Gonzaga coming up. And what is that, Monday?
It's Monday night. I think it's kind of late. And then I think the game on Tuesday night's even later. Is it UNLV or?
Yeah, I think UNLV is the game after that. And UNLV beat Memphis.
Oh.
So, and Memphis gave Purdue. So UNLV's not going to be a pushover. That'll be a good challenge too.
Yeah, Gonzaga's 8:30 and UNLV's 11 o'clock.
11.
But the UNLV game's out there, is it not? Is that not in Vegas?
It's in Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. Now, is Gonzaga here or in Vegas?
Vegas.
Okay, so both of those are in Vegas.
Yeah, and then we get
your office open next Wednesday, Rick?
Do what?
You can stay up. I said your office is not open Wednesday.
I know, working Wednesday. Dang. And then we get a game on the 26th, our last game, to be announced who the team is, but that could be somebody good. Isn't Auburn in that tournament?
I'm not sure.
Today, my partner told me, he said, Auburn's going to Las Vegas. I said, the same time we are? He said, I'm not sure, but it's pretty soon. So It could be Auburn. Would that be crazy? Wouldn't it?
How awesome would that be?
My guess is if they did it that way, Auburn's
would.
in a different side
Yeah.
of the bracket,
That's
so
me
that
too.
they won't make the SEC teams play each other in that night.
Right.
That's what I think. I think that's how that works.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts as we get geared up for this? I'm ready to beat another top 20 team and just keep putting notches in our belt and keep putting skins on the wall.
Yeah.
Just feels great to be part of Bama Nation right now. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, players. It's such a pleasure watching y'all.
Yeah.
Amen. All right. Well, we'll be watching. We'll be rooting you on. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, follow, like, hit the notify button wherever you access the podcast. God bless and roll tide.
All time.